Gary receiving an unexpected call from Colombia, his 89-year-old mother, proposing a trip east to see her great-grandchildren in Oklahoma and Kansas. Sarah, Allison, Hollian, and Brennan. Gary acceding to his mother's desire, asking Fran to accompany them, but his wife declining, saying she would stay home and accommodate the other two members of the family, Sammy and Little Bit. Gary's sister Nancy making a very rare trip to conveying their mother to Modesto, to spend the night for the early morning flight. Arriving at the airport, the two boarding a Modesto United Airlines SkyWest Pratt & Whitney powered twin-turbo-propped Embraer 120 in the twilight of the morning. This being a third time for Gary traveling on the 30-seat turboprop aircraft. The morning flight is in the past, a tour over the wind turbines Altamont Pass, San Francisco Bay coming into view, a descent, and an alignment with the San Mateo Bridge. The circumnavigating craft banking north for its approach to SFO, the San Francisco International Airport in its final key. Embarking from the Embraer to the SFO upper terminal, awaiting a 7:56 a.m. departure time for the 1,460-mile non-stop journey to DFW, Dallas-Fort Worth International Airport. Commencing an American Airlines 757. Their seating arrangement providing Gary with a window seat, enabling an animate visual view from aloft. The aircraft raising to its cruising altitude of 37,000 feet on a southwesterly course, a flight time of 3.5 hours, their arrival at DFW expected at 1:45 p.m. 30 minutes into the flight, the cabin lights dimmed, and a host of TV screens descended, the in-flight movie to begin. Gary vigilant, noticing that everyone seated before him pulling down their window shades. The interior of the aircraft now shadowed. Gary, to the duress of some other passengers, the only person to allow the aqueous glowing signature of nature to abide. Leaving his window unadorned with a shade. The blue sky and bright sun giving presence to the majestic lapsing earth below. The Boeing 757, discerning its station at DFW, the two disembarking, descending to the unsecured lower level. Gary's son Rob and his crew cab pickup awaiting for the trip to the recently purchased home on Shady Glen Court, in Fort Worth. Gary very much impressed with Rob's and Nancy's home, although not completely furnished, the beginning of a showcase, having always recognizing his son as a perfectionist. The father recalling Rob's youthful days in high school, when given his grandfather's Chevrolet Blazer to drive to school, keeping his namesake's pride immaculate. Arriving, dad and grandmother introduced to the soon-to-be family member Nancy, the lady sporting a radiate smile and cascading personality. The couple having a third member of the family, a 5-month-old boxer pup named Lila, another charisma in the family. That evening another introductory, an introduction to Nancy's mother San Juana and two younger sisters Daisy and Lucy. The families having dinner at a charcuterie food establishment. Gary having been delinquent in having any meaningful time with his son in the past 10 years. Partly because of Rob's military career, but acknowledging Rob's forethought for this an analogous introduction to Nancy's family. The morning finding a decision to journey to Dallas, to experience Dealey Plaza, the Texas School Book Depository, and the grassy knoll where circumstances led to President John F. Kennedy's final destiny. Gary having prospected this realm 25 years earlier, but a first for Rob, Nancy, and his mother. Approaching the upper cemented pillars of the grassy knoll's concave, the two couple joined some others mesmerized by a local elderly historian relating what transpired on that monumental day. The person professing to be an eyewitness to the unfolding events of November 22, able to name those who attested as witnessing the event. the historian affirming Lee Harvey Oswald didn't act alone, concluding the assassination was a conspiracy and Oswald was duped, being the fall guy. The elderly narrator was very convincing in his dialogue. Gary observing people acknowledging their wallet, including his mother, contributing a token of gratitude for his mesmerizing discourse. Gary suspect that this animate elderly person, having found a livelihood, arraying himself on the grassy knoll each day, articulating and describing very convincingly the scene of this historical event, his narration a profiteering enterprise. A walk to the Texas School Book Depository building, the 6th floor from which Lee Harvey Oswald, according to the Warren Commission's report, fired the fatal shots, the entrance and 6th floor now a museum. The cost of observation being $13 per person, although interested, the group deciding against participation. A sandwich lunch at a local bistro fulfilled, the four returning to Rob and Nancy's home, preparing to leave on the 3-hour, 200-mile excursion to Gary's eldest daughter Marlo's family in Edmond, a suburb of Oklahoma City. Rob, putting the pedal to the metal, the crew cab Ford pickup radar detector on guard duty. The normally a 3-hour journey captured in far less time. Rob and Nancy staying briefly at Marlo's, desiring to return to Texas. Gary bidding a heartfelt saddened goodbye. Their departure leaving a hollow emptiness within.